of October, in a significant breakthrough, Pakistan and Afghanistan agreed to a comprehensive ceasefire during a round of negotiations mediated by Qatar and Turkey. The peace talks held in the Qatari capital of Doha sought a way forward after more than a week of fierce clashes that killed dozens and wounded hundreds in the worst violence between the neighboring countries since the Taliban stormed back to power in Kabul in August 2021. Our next report explores the tense past and an uncertain future in the Pakistan-Afghan relations.
Islamabad, facing a rise in attacks on its security forces, has repeatedly accused the Taliban government of providing a haven to anti-Pakistan armed groups, particularly the Pakistan Taliban, which is better known by its acronym TTP. On the 9th of October, as the Taliban's foreign minister, Amir Khan Muttaqi, began an unprecedented 6-day trip to India. Explosions were heard in Kabul and in the eastern Afghanistan province of Paktika. The next day, the Afghan Ministry of Defense, without providing details, blamed Pakistan for the explosions. A couple of days later, the Taliban government said that its forces, in a retaliatory move, killed 58 Pakistani soldiers in border clashes that erupted between the neighboring countries overnight. Following almost a week of violence between the two neighbors, a temporary ceasefire of 48 hours was agreed on the 15th of October, albeit with each side stressing that the other had requested the ceasefire. As the end of the temporary ceasefire approached, a suicide car bomber, ostensibly backed by the Pakistan Taliban, rammed an explosive-laden vehicle into the wall of a Pakistani military camp in North Waziristan, killing at least 7 Pakistani soldiers. Early on the 18th of October, Pakistan and Afghanistan engaged in artillery firing in the border provinces of Khost, Nangarhar, Paktika and Kunar, fueling fears that the conflict could spiral out of control. On the same day, under a cloud of suspicion and animosity, peace talks were held in Doha. The talks were led by Pakistan's Defense Minister Khawaja Muhammad Asif and his Afghan counterpart Mullah Muhammad Yaqub. The next day, Asif posted on X that the ceasefire between the South Asian neighbors had been finalized, adding that both sides would meet again on October 25th in Istanbul to discuss detailed matters. Taliban spokesperson Zabihullah Mujahid II issued a statement saying that the parties agreed on a complete and meaningful ceasefire. Welcoming the ceasefire deal, border residents expressed their happiness and hoped for trade to resume soon.
People were previously worried and wanted the Taliban and the government of Pakistan to reach an agreement because the fighting here greatly affects people's businesses. The locals have neither agricultural land nor other sources of income. Everyone's livelihood depends on border trade, whether on this side or the other.
Noteworthy is the fact that the ground fighting between the one-time allies and Pakistani airstrikes across their contested 2,600 kilometers frontier were triggered after Islamabad demanded that Kabul rein in militants who had stepped up attacks in Pakistan, claiming that they operated from havens in Afghanistan. The Taliban, on its part, denies providing a haven to militants to attack Pakistan and instead points an accusatory finger at the Pakistani military for spreading misinformation about Afghanistan and sheltering Islamic State-linked militants to undermine its stability and sovereignty. A day after the ceasefire agreement between Islamabad and Kabul, Pakistan's defense minister reiterated the Pakistan-Afghan peace hinges on the Taliban's reining in of militants attacking Pakistan from Afghanistan.
This was very clearly, spelled out that there won't be any incursions and TTP will not have any facility on their soil. We kept on repeating, and obviously they deny it, but in an implied way are both the countries, Turkey and Doha, Qatar, they pressed upon them that this is the main bone of contention, that your territory or your patronage or your support is there for TTP to operate in Pakistan. So we told them that this is something which everything hinges on this one clause.
With India's technical mission in Kabul now upgraded to the status of Embassy of India, it seems alarm bells are echoing in the power corridors of Pakistan, threatening to turn its creation, the Taliban, once a strategic asset, into an adversary.